Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to take 10 minutes of your time to talk about how you can bring your CPD program from Blackfriars into the MA in Educational Leadership program here at the University of Chester. I'm sorry I can't be with you this afternoon, and I hope that you're finding the day of interest. The aim of these few slides are to tell you a little bit more about the MA in Educational Leadership programme here at the University of Chester, and also to provide you with details of how your CPD programme can gain you 20 credits towards the MA. First of all, a little bit about the MA in Educational Leadership programme. It's designed for leaders and aspiring leaders of all phases of education. So it doesn't matter whether you're an NQT, RQT or head teacher, and in any phase from primary through to FE, from mainstream to special school, we have a very diverse range of students on the MA in Educational Leadership programme. It's designed to build on your existing knowledge, both your theoretical knowledge and the practical skills and knowledge you have of being leaders or aspiring leaders. The programme is designed to challenge your current thinking around what it means to be a leader of education. It's not a training programme telling you which buttons to press, although there will be an element of that. For example, on leading change, we look at the stages you go through in implementing change. But what we're interested in is for you to have a real understanding of why you're doing certain things, why you're responding in certain ways, why you're taking certain approaches, to challenge who you are as a leader, but also think about the policy around education and the direction of travel that schools are taking. And it allows you to explore leadership through the lens of your own role. So regardless of what role you have in school, you will explore leadership through that particular role. All MA programmes operate in largely the same way, and you require 180 credits at level 7 at master's level in order to gain the full MA. The first stage is the postgraduate certificate, which is 60 credits. Now these can be made up of a combination of taught modules, or you can bring credits in. So maybe you have a PGCE, and assuming that all the credits are at level 7, and we need to see a copy of the transcript, you can bring that PGCE into the MA programme. The next 60 credits are usually made up of taught modules. 3 20 credit modules to make up your 60 credits. The final stage is your 60 credit dissertation, which is your substantive piece of research. So there are a number of modules that you can take as part of the course. This isn't an exhaustive list, it just gives you an overview of the types of modules that are available for students undertaking the programme. We have our professional development review module. There is an opportunity to explore in a safe place who you are as a leader and how you wish to develop as you progress through your career. Our leadership theory into practice module acts as a foundation where we explore a number of ideas and theories which are subsequently built on in other modules. Our leading in faith schools is specifically designed for those individuals who work in or wish to work in faith-based organisations, and it explores leadership but with the dimension of a spiritual and moral aspect to it. Our power policy and politics module looks at how national and regional policy impacts on what we do as leaders within education. Our creativity, innovation and leadership module draws on the arts and arts-based education to inform leadership. Our leading change, and we also have leading change in faith schools, explores a number of different models and approaches to implementing change. And given that a lot of what we do in education is change-based, then this is always a popular module. Our leading governance module is designed for individuals who aspire to headship and want to develop a deeper understanding of the role of governors and that interface between governor and head teacher. Globalization of education also looks at linked to policy, but the wider influences of different forms of globalization and the impact that they have on education. Our Psychology of Leadership module looks at the psychology that underpins what we do as leaders and how that influences others. Systems leadership is for those individuals who work across or wish to work across multiple organisations, whether it's across a number of schools within an academy chain or working across multi-agency approaches. Our research methods module and is underpinned by the principles of good research and how we collect and analyse data from a research perspective. We also have negotiated modules which take these are effectively empty shell modules where we can drop any form of or aspect of leadership into these. So it might be some of the business aspects of education, such as funding or financial management within an education context. We can bespoke these modules to fit individuals' needs. So those are just some of the modules we have. We also have modules on coaching and mentoring for leadership as well. And we have our dissertation module, which is, as I've previously mentioned, the substantive piece of research that focuses on your own areas of interest. So how do you bring your credits from your CPD program into the MA? Well, normally for a 20 credit module, you would be producing a piece of written work which is notionally about 5,000 words in length. But because you're bringing these credits in under our accreditation of prior learning, this is reduced to 2,500 words, which in some ways is slightly more challenging because you need to be a lot sharper with your writing, a lot more succinct with it. So what we are interested in is looking at the impact of what you've learnt on the CPD program and how it's changed or influenced your practice. So you're not just describing what you've done, you're using the activities, the project which you will undertake, but you're going to critically evaluate it and from the point of view of the theory that underpins what you are doing. What approach are you taking? Is this very much a distributed leadership idea that you're using, or a sustainable leadership or a leveraged leadership approach? What decisions are you making, and importantly, why are you making them? What's influencing your thinking? What you're trying to do is demonstrate your knowledge and understanding of leadership at master's level. So what are the next steps? So in order to bring the credits into the university system to actually get the credit, you need to be registered as a student. That way we can accept your work and you can be credited for it. So you need to register as a student on the MA program. You're not going to register on any modules. So it will appear on our system that you're a registered student, but you're not actually active. So that's the first thing that you need to do. So go to the link which is on the screen, apply, you'll fill in an online form. Once you fill the online form in, it will eventually come to me and you will need to I will accept it. You will then accept the offer of the place. You will effectively be registered, or we will credit you against the negotiated study module. But when you get to the point of you'll be asked to register on a module, ignore that, because you are not going to register on a module. Once we accept your work in, we will credit it to the negotiated study module so that you actually get the credits. So that's an administrative thing from our end. At this stage, you don't need to mention anything about Blackfriars or anything like that, purely because the application goes to central admissions that deal with all postgraduate applications. So they're probably going to be unaware of the school, the trust. So the easiest thing, and I'm thinking of this from your perspective, the easiest thing is just for you to register on the MA and then leave it at that. And then we will sort out the back end of this. Once you've registered, as I've said, and we've offered you a place, you must click on the email to say that you accept the place. Then you're allocated with a student number. And then if you need to get in touch with the university or with myself, please quote your student number so we know exactly who you are and where you are. That would just make things a lot easier. We get a lot of students who just email and say, I can't access Moodle, for example, and we've got no idea who they are. So if you put your student number in, then that will be obviously a lot easier for everybody. So hopefully sort of a brief overview in terms of the MA programme generally, the structure of the MA programme and the modules that are offered at the university. But I think more importantly for yourselves, the screen at the moment in terms of you need to register as a student because we need to accept your work in and we need to credit you, assuming that you pass, with 20 credits. And those 20 credits we cannot attach to somebody that from the university's perspective doesn't exist. So you need to be a live student on the system. You're on the course but not on any modules, so we can attribute those credits to a student profile. If you have any questions, any concerns, contact Bernie to start with. Alternatively, you can contact myself. My email address is s.lambert@chester.ac.uk. That's s.lambert@chester.ac.uk. I hope you enjoy your course at Blackfriars, and we hope to see some of you progressing onto our MA in Educational Leadership programme here at the University of Chester.